Howdy y'all, Big Country here with Big Country Survival. I had me some coffee. It is almost Shabbat, so Shabbat Shalom to those of you who are keeping the Sabbath, and I am doing my utmost. My friends, I am. Alright, so there was a lot of ways I was going to take this, and first off, just call me brother. Either Brother S or Brother Country, or you know what, just call me Country. I don't care. But I am not a pastor. I have no seminary training. This is just me and my journey and my my faith and trying to witness and study the words of God with you. Words of Yah. Whichever, I'm not going to say one is more holy than the other. That is not my... That is not something that the Father has put on my heart through the Holy Spirit. But for now, I will be reading in the King James Bible. I have a King James Military Bible that was given to me by a brother. Even had it embroidered with my name, or in golden my name. So Brother Stephen, I thank you very much, and just so you know, it has seen use, brother. Alrighty, y'all. We're going to be in Proverbs for this particular study, and we're going to go into Proverbs 1. And there's a lot of places I was going to go tonight, and just dealing with sorrow and things like that, and I really go to, Psalms 6 is a good one to go to. And if we get through Proverbs 1:7, actually, forgive me, because we are going to jump around a little bit today. And the Father has not discerned to me exactly how this is going to work. He just has said you are to do Bible study, and we are going to get into Proverbs 1:7. But first, let's go to Psalms 6, which is a very depressing, to be quite honest. And this is, David is the one that wrote the Psalms, and in a lot of ways, at a lot of times in my life, I can relate to David a lot. In the sorrow, and this guy, he's had some stuff was going on. Man, this is like, he wrote this while he was on the run. The king was jealous and was trying to kill him, and he loved his king, and he was honorable to his king, but he got jealous, and there's a lot of stuff going on, and we may end up getting into that in future Bible study. But like I said, I'm just a brother here, and I'm not a preacher, I'm not a pastor, whatever the term you want to use. That ain't me. Alright, so let's go to Psalm 6. And there is hope, y'all. It doesn't sound like it, but there is hope, y'all. O Lord, rebuke me not in thine anger, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. Have mercy on me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul is also sorely vexed. But thou, O Lord, are how long? How but sorry. Yeah. But thou, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, deliver my soul. O save me for thy mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of thee. In the grave who shall give thee thanks? I am weary with my groaning. At the night make I my bed to swim. I water my couch with my tears. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. It waxeth old because of all mine enemies. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity, for the Lord hath heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord hath heard my supplication. The Lord will receive my prayer. Let all mine enemies be ashamed and sorely vexed. Let them return and be ashamed suddenly. You ever been in that place? I know I have. I've been in that place. I've been in that place this week, and I'm not going to get into it too heavily, but I've been in that place to some degree, and David was a man after God's own heart, and he still had these periods of his life. Even when he was doing stuff right, he was on the run. But the thing is, like he says in the last, it's like, God heard me. And of course I'm paraphrasing this, but it's like, God heard me. Y'all guys doing the bad things, get out of here. That's pretty much what he's saying. It's like, y'all get. You ever had that said to you? Y'all get. I mean, that's worse than get out of here. It's just get. Like, and that's pretty much what he's saying. He said, get out of here. And I have a note to check out if you are interested in around verse 7. Mine eye is consumed because of grief. I waxeth old because of all mine enemies. And then in 8, depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity, for the Lord hath heard the voice of my weeping. Go check out Job 17:7 at your leisure. And yep. So go check out Job 17:7. And I just wanted to read that. And I felt led to read that, and we're not going to get too much more into it. But now we're going to jump over to Proverbs, and we're going to go to the first proverb, Proverbs 1, obviously. Y'all there? Okay. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, the king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction and wisdom, justice and judgment and equity, to give subtly to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion, or advisement. That's a little side note. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto the wise counsels. To understand a proverb, the interpretation, the words of the wise, and their dark sayings. And we're coming up to number 7. This is next is number 7. And this is probably one of my favorite verses in all of Proverbs. Just to point it out, that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, so that one, I love that verse. I love it, and it's a good one. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. for they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Hey, this is him. He's talking to his son and saying, "Hey, listen to me. What your mom tell you." And them hooligan friends that you got over there, don't listen to them. They're gonna get you into trouble. I mean, and that's putting it in plain Appalachian English. All right. He starts out and he's saying, it's like, all right, these are these good things. These are wisdom, and you need to have this wisdom. You got to listen to your mom and dad. And now we're going to continue on. It said, listen to them. Stay away from your hooligan friends. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood, let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. It's like they're talking about murder here. I mean, this ain't a couple of kids going out behind the barn and drinking a couple of their dad's beer. I mean, they're talking some serious stuff here. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread, and in the sight of any bird. And they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Alright, if you're going to go kill somebody and take their stuff, and this is a preparedness thing, because, I'm assuming most of the people that are going to be watching this are preparedness minded, but you hear about people talking about marauders. And it's like, oh man, I'm just going to wait when SHTF happens. I'm going to go out and I'm going to kill you, take your stuff. And old King Solomon, who's referred to as the wisest man to ever live, he says, no, you're not. That's not a good idea. Says they lurk privily for their own lives. In other words, they're just waiting for themselves to get offed. Okay, they've been, essentially what this is saying is something that Yeshua said in the garden when he was about to be taken, and then Peter, I believe. Peter, he cut off the servant's ear, and he said, put up thine sword into its sheath. He that lived by the sword died by the sword. I mean, basically that's what this is saying. It's like, y'all are gonna go out and kill somebody, take their stuff, or y'all gonna commit violence. Eventually, chances are you're gonna get killed yourself in a violent manner, and that's basically what this is saying. Only you're doing it wickedly, so wickedness will be inflicted upon you, essentially. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, and the openings of the gates in the city. She uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known mine words unto you, because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when you fear, or when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me eagerly, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord. This is more of the what goes around comes around kind of stuff. I mean, y'all are gonna, not listen to these warnings that you're getting, about behaving and not doing all this. You're not listening to these warnings. So when you face the judgment for that, when the bad things start to happen to you, we're not going to feel sorry for you, because you did it to yourself. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Alright, so we got a whole lot of stuff here, and basically a lot of iterations of listen to wisdom, listen to your parents, listen to the wisdom of your parents, listen to sound judgment. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. And basically, if you commit evil, it is not going to end well for you. That can be the latter half or so of Proverbs 1 in a nutshell. If you don't do these things, okay, so like the first half is, alright, do these things, these are these right instructions, and don't do these things is kind of like in the middle there. And in the last, little bit less than a half is, if you don't listen and you do these bad things that we said not to do, bad things are going to happen to you, and we're going to laugh. And I'm putting it in as plain English as I can, because that's the way that my brain works. That's the way I think. Alright, I put things in plain English. And that's what I gathered from that. And we can go back to Psalms 6. You know what? This David, who's actually Solomon's dad, right? But David, he was going through some terrible trials, terrible tribulation here, and he was crying out to God. You notice getting away from me, this get away from me, wicked people, right? Workers of iniquity, and all of this can kind of tie together of bad things are going to happen to you, but God will not leave you. if you have Him in your heart. But if you don't, when the bad things happen from you that are your own cause, you brought this upon yourself. And then that's kind of a way, and I really didn't set out to tie these two together, but that can kind of be tied together in a way. And of course I'm very simplistic. I'm putting this very simply. If you don't do what you're supposed to, and you go out and you kill somebody to take their things because you wanted them or whatnot, then bad things are going to happen, and we're all going to laugh. I mean, really, that's what I get from it. I mean, not necessarily we're all going to laugh, but we're not going to have sympathy. There's not going to be sympathy if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and then something bad happens to you. It is what it is, and this world is not all warm and fuzzy and gray. This world is black and white. There's good and there's bad, and there's good and there's evil, and good is good. Good is always going to be good. It always has been good, and so it is with evil. And there's not some big old warm fuzzy center where we all get to heaven and I'm okay and you're okay. We're all just going to be okay. Now I can think you're a good person by human standards, and you may not be a Christian or a follower of Christ or however you want to call it. And I might think that you're a good person. I might get along with you, but when it all comes down to it, if you perceive to do wickedness, if you're going to do bad things, do wickedness, bad things, I mean, bad things are going to happen, and it is what it is. So, I do relish, or not relish, but I do look forward to any constructive criticism or dissenting viewpoints, of course respectfully, and I'm trying to be as respectful as I can to others, and people of other faiths who may be watching, but I cannot beat around the bush. And if this offends you, you are more than welcome to check out some of my other videos that I am not dealing with faith-based things. You're more than welcome to do that, or go and find someone who is not of the faith for your YouTube viewing. I care about y'all too much to not be as blunt and as plain as I can be, and that it is. So I think I've beat this horse as dead as it's going to get, and I hope y'all have a fantastic day, a fantastic Sabbath, and God bless.